The fact that Great Britain is withdrawing from the Erasmus program hurts local universities, but they are not caught unprepared. Many try to make provisions with their own deals. Regina Sonntag-Krupp has been in the business for a long time, for example. The head of the international department at the Technical University Darmstadt has been committed to the exchange of students and scientists for years and has worked abroad for a long time. She regrets that the British are leaving the Erasmus program, not only in academic terms. Traditionally, she says, more German students have always been drawn to the kingdom than the other way around. However, this trend on the island is not going to intensify in the future. In the future, even fewer British students will come to the EU, and that's a pity, she says. A lot of world knowledge and openness to the world are lost by this. Brexit has already left its mark on their own work environment, though. An English colleague of hers now has German citizenship in addition to the British one. 2 English postdocs recently went back home, and the resident status of the 10 British doctoral students, postdocs and visiting researchers at the TU has to be revised. For a long time, the British government had asserted that it did not want to withdraw from the Erasmus program, so that was kind of a surprise. The exchange, which has existed since 1987, is the world's largest funding program for stays abroad at universities, with an annual volume of 450 million euros. Under the title Erasmus+, it also bundles school and vocational training programs. Participation, as the examples of Norway and Turkey show, would have been possible even after Brexit. Turkey and Norway are not members of the EU. As recently as March 2020, the Umbrella Organization of British Universities had calculated that the universities in the UK would lose annual funding in the hundreds of millions. Downing Street, on the other hand, justifies the exit with excessive costs. The German Rectors' Conference describes the withdrawal as a mistake and a turning point in the traditionally close German-British cooperation. Science thrives on encounters, exchange, and diversity, even at student level. Great Britain is one of the most important target countries for German students, as I said, and in 2018 around 15,300 Germans studied and almost 6,000 German scientists worked at British universities. So far, Erasmus students on the island have been exempt from tuition fees, but in future Europeans there will even have to expect overseas fees that are twice as high. The universities in the Rhine-Main region have tried to prepare for the worst-case scenario. For example, as a precaution, the TU Darmstadt has concluded post-Brexit deals with its partner universities on the island. Among other things, these stipulate that their students continue to be exempt from tuition fees. The TU currently maintains partnerships with the universities of Warwick, Bristol, Leicester, Hertfordshire, as well as Aberystwyth University and the Scottish Heriot-Watt University. On the Scottish names, please don't hit me. We want to stay on the ball when it comes to student exchanges and research collaborations, says Jens Schneider, Vice President for Transfer and Internationalization. The TU maintains research alliances with British scientists, for example, in cybersecurity. The willingness to cooperate is still very high on both sides, says Schneider. However, he fears a loss and break in student mobility. Great Britain is popular with TU members because of its language and reputation. Every year, between 13 and 20 Erasmus students move to the island for a semester abroad. Due to Brexit and Corona, the number has recently decreased. According to Head of Department Sonntag-Krupp, the exchange with the United Kingdom has always been more difficult than with other European partners. Because English universities are primarily financed through tuition fees, exchange places were rare. Not so in Scotland, by the way, where the number of places is higher. So in Scotland, in the EU and the Erasmus program would be nice then. So Scots think much more European, says Sonntagrupp as well. And I do so too. So many people are now looking at universities across the English border. We try to find new solutions for our students, says TU Vice President Schneider. Not only the people of Darmstadt want to look more closely for cooperation opportunities in Scotland and Wales, the University of Frankfurt is also putting out feelers. The top Scottish universities enjoy a high reputation worldwide and are extremely attractive for our students, confirms Jörn Weingärtner, head of global engagement. Even if we continue to keep an eye on the whole of the United Kingdom, there are considerations to deepen more cooperation in this region, in Scotland. Great Britain so far has been one of the main destinations for Frankfurt students. Up to 50 from all faculties go to the 16 partner universities of the Goethe University every year. Frankfurt has a strategic partnership with the University of Birmingham, for example. The university is currently negotiating bilateral agreements with its partners in order to continue to ensure the smoothest possible exchange, as Weingärtner says. He hopes that after Brexit, other destinations will also become attractive for Frankfurt students. He was talking about France and Spain are in great demand, and he suspects evasive movements in the direction of Northern Europe, where English language courses are already widespread, and Weingärtner advises to wait and see. The consequences will only be seen in the future. And he does not believe that the Alan Turing program announced by the British government can be a full replacement. This is a national scholarship, not a European exchange program. The withdrawal hits the University of Mainz hard as well. It has partnerships with 28 UK universities. 50 to 70 of their students move to the kingdom every year with Erasmus, including many prospective teachers for whom a semester abroad in an English-speaking country is compulsory. English language courses in Scandinavia or the Netherlands are not a substitute. We can't send English students to Stockholm, says Markus Höfner, head of the international department. Perhaps he thinks the EU should have linked the Horizon research program, with which the British do not want to abandon, more to Erasmus. But there still is Ireland, isn't it? The Gutenberg University is currently trying to conclude agreements with its partners. Without additional money, it could be difficult to hold even half of the places, fears Höfner. The Mainz-based company has many collaborations with the universities in Glasgow and Aberdeen. The Scots, and here we are once again, are more international, but they still have to look at profitability. But you see, different universities, same eye on the Scots. Mainz, for example, has been connected to the law school of the University of Glasgow for years beyond Erasmus. 40 law students complete a year abroad for the Master of Laws, which is integrated into the German state examination course. If they have to pay 20,000 instead of 10,000 pounds in tuition fees, many will no longer be able to afford it. Because of the corona failures, the University of Mainz still has some remaining money from the Erasmus program. This should be used to enable as many students as possible to stay on the island. The Mainz-based company is currently also examining whether they could award more of their own partnership scholarships with British universities, but that will by no means come close to the previous number. We need free places or reduced fees, demands Höfner. Germany must launch a binational program with Great Britain. The German Academic Exchange Service, the DAAD, must also increase its number of annual scholarships, he says. There will be a rush. probably. To promote shorter stays, there's the DAAD's Promos program, which makes money available to universities. In Mainz, for example, 150 students come to non-European countries every year. There is time until 2023. That is how long all Erasmus projects that received funding in 2019-2020 will continue, the DAAD announced on its website. Because of the corona pandemic, they were extended by 12 months. But there have been changes since January 1st. Anyone staying in Great Britain for more than 6 months must apply for a student visa. The DAAD branch office in London expects that British universities will continue to be interested in European students and will offer more scholarships. But even there, one knows, it will not be enough for the thousands who would otherwise come with Erasmus. It's really a pity, but it is the way it is. That is the decision of the British government, and now we will have to find ways to assist students in the future. And if you're interested, on Sunday I will attempt my first live stream, and for that occasion you can hand in questions. You can do it on the community post. On my community tab, there's one post where you put questions in the comments. Just have a look. If you don't know how to find the community tab of a channel, later I will put a pinned comment under the video, and there will be a link to the community tab. And if you want to stay informed, please subscribe to my channel and my other channels. I'll see you in my next video. Auf Wiedersehen.